When the Obamacare website went live late last year, it was rife with problems and ravaged in the press. But here in Massachusetts, we dodged that bullet thanks to the 2006 state health care reform law. Right? Wrong. When the Massachusetts Health Connector website was overhauled to integrate with the federal health care exchange, it caused major problems. Earlier today, this message greeted users, and we learned today the state is now struggling to process more than 50,000 backlogged insurance applications. This comes one day after lawmakers grilled Sarah Islen, a health insurance executive tapped by Governor Patrick to fix the site. She didn't offer a timeline or a concrete plan, but promised it would be resolved.
The road to get there, even in the workarounds, is probably going to continue to be a little bit bumpy.
My next guest was among the lawmakers pressing Islen yesterday. Cambridge State Representative Marjorie Decker sits on the Joint Committee on Health Care Financing. Welcome to Greater Boston.
Thank you very much.
Did you get any satisfaction yesterday when you were grilling Islen?
No. I think the satisfaction will come, hopefully, when we get the answers back to the questions. I mean, we had someone who has been on the job for 6 days who couldn't possibly have the answers. And I think we asked a lot of really important questions. And my hope is that we'll get the answers. I'm confident that the governor has a lot of these answers. We just need to hear them. And my hope is that in the next week, he'll come back and he'll have the answers and we'll start having a real conversation about this.
The site appears to be working at this hour, but what kind of horror stories have you heard from residents trying to get on the connector? Because let's say somebody's insurance ran out December 31st, and they were trying to sign up for a new plan on January 1st. Are they covered? What is the deal with those people?
Well, I think those are part of the questions that we were asking yesterday, and the answers don't seem to be consistent. I've heard somebody recently who spent $6,700 out of pocket, who had attempted to get coverage, wasn't able to, but had to spend that money, and was fortunate to have that money. We've heard the same stories that I think we've all been reading about in the paper, and many legislators have had the same calls from different constituents. I've tried to get on, my call was dropped, there was a wait line, I thought I had coverage. So I just think we had a lot of questions, and we need the answers. I think we're all on the same team here. We all want to make sure that people have access to high-quality, affordable health care, and we should be proud that Massachusetts was one of the first in the whole country to lead the nation in this. But now we need to fix these technology problems, and they're enormous.
Yeah, I mean, the woman who was in charge of the site, Jean Wang, was testifying today and broke down in tears and was talking about how hard her staff worked, and she wasn't apologizing for them, but she was saying, we're going to have to work harder, but they've been working around the clock. But I mean, is it incompetence, or is it just this is a really deep, sophisticated technology and to make it simple and user friendly is difficult?
So I wasn't at the board meeting, but I heard the same thing, and I felt bad because I don't think the problem lies with her and her staff. I think the greater problem here is what did happen? What was the plan? When did we know that things actually weren't working? And it seems to be there have been different moments along the way where CGI acknowledged before they went live that things weren't going to work well. So what we need to know is at what point did we know things weren't working? What were the steps taken to address that issue? And really, for me, the questions have been the absence of having somebody who is a software developer really at the helm here for the state. Yeah. That seems to be so. The MITRE report that came out talks about two things. There was a real absence of a management team plan. Who was to be held accountable? And I don't think it was this woman, Ms. Yang, who's the director of the connector. There were multiple agencies that were involved here, and so that was one problem. And then there seems to be no IT software developer who works for the state, not contracted out. And the questions that we had yesterday were still remaining. So we brought somebody on who's on for 4 months. My questions were, after these 4 months, how do we hold someone accountable who then has left the state to go back to the private sector accountable for this? And it seems to be we still do not have somebody who is that software expert. Yeah. And there's an abundance of software experts here. I think the questions that the legislature asked yesterday are the same questions that the governor must be asking himself. So I'm confident that they're using this week to figure out how to come back and talk to us. But the public, consumers, taxpayers, they want to know. They want to know what happened. They want to know what the plan is. What is the plan to ensure that all of the applicants who are on that wait list now are going to be taken off? How are we getting people the health care that they need? And that's the most important question.
You brought up CGI, and the governor actually addressed that last night on Greater Boston, saying, they're the same people who were in the federal system that broke. Here's what he had to say.
They're on a very short leash right now because there are elements, rather than being dismissed at this point, which is a fair question, one I have asked, because there are elements of what they have built that can be made to work and need to be made to work to make sure that we hit these next deadlines.
So, in other words, we could throw them overboard, right?
Well, I think we do need to at some point. I also understand there's issues around that they have proprietary issues around the code that we're kind of in the thick of it right now. I'm not an expert in this. What I am is somebody who's accountable to taxpayers and to residents to say what went wrong, how are we fixing it, and what's the plan on moving forward.
Why did Massachusetts have to change its website? Ours was working perfectly well. I did all the tests last fall. It was fine. When the government's thing was all screwed up, ours was fine. Suddenly, we changed ours to coincide with theirs and messed it up.
So I think, again, that's one of the questions. Why did we decide we had to do this from scratch? I think there's plenty of existing websites, including our own. We probably had to do more work to align our website with the federal website. Again, I'm not a technology or software expert, so I think there was more work to do. I don't know if it was necessary to do it from scratch. And if we were going to do it from scratch, then why did we not have somebody who is a software expert in there to understand the architecture of creating this website? And it seems that we still don't have somebody who is responsible for the Commonwealth, not a subcontractor. So we have a Cambridge-based company now that seems to be a good company from everything I hear. But the question is that we still need somebody in the state whose job it is to fully focus on this, nothing else.
Okay. Marjorie Decker, thanks.